Welcome back to the one and only source for motorcycle content. Today we're going to be talking about gear fitment, what you should buy, what you should wear, what you should do, um, and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about motorcycle helmets and things that you need to know about motorcycle helmets, how they're supposed to fit, and go from there. So first we'll talk about visors. So you have tinted visors like this that are mirror finish. These are very dark. They're very hard to see at night. And they look sweet. who are we kidding? They look freaking sweet. You have these whenever you see these little things are called pin locks. Okay, so on the inside of this, right on the inside there, you can get a pin lock insert, and it creates a seal on the inside of your visor, so you don't fog up, and that it traps air basically, so it doesn't fog up. Very important if you're riding in extremely humid weather or extremely cold weather. Humid, not so much, but it does tend to fog up a little bit in humid weather. So I would suggest a light smoke or a clear for night riding. And then obviously these tinted ones are very cool, and they're very nice for those bright, super sunny days. So that's step one for visors. You don't need to get pin locks if you don't ride in those conditions. Step two, look at the safety rating on your helmet that you're wanting to buy. Should be right here on this sticker, right there. So at a minimum, you have to wear DOT approved on the road. I mean, you don't have to. There's a lot of states where, motorcycle helmets, you don't have to wear one at all. So, but if you are going to wear one, get one that's at least DOT approved. There's a bunch of other certifications that come with them. This one is ECE approved as well, so that's pretty rad. This is a carbon fiber helmet. It mostly for me, I just wear it because it looks cool. So I like it because it's got the vent on the top, it's got the vent in the front, and they are closable. You see a lot of people rocking the AGVs. My head is too big for an AGV. They don't make helmets big enough for me, or well, at least not the one that I wanted. So, so I did get this one, but there are a lot of helmet options that do not cost $1,000, and I do not recommend you buy one that is $1,000. I got this because I thought it was cool. I didn't get it because of any other reason than that. I guess the certification, but you can get DOT and ECE certified in non-carbon $500 helmets. You can get that. So $700. If you're a beginner, I would recommend just getting a normal helmet, $300, DOT approved. I always like to think that spending more money on the gear would result in certain things, but that's not always true. There's a lot more flex in non-carbon helmets, so they're better in lower speed impacts. Carbon helmets are more for higher speed impacts. They are more crack resistant than the other style. Helmets are kind of similar to tires. There's different treads. There's different compounds of treads. So helmets are similar. There's different compounds of helmets. There's different styles of helmets, like the way that they're made and stuff like that. So, you do not need to get one of these right off. Probably be easier if I come back here. You do not need to be getting one of these for your first helmet. This helmet is actually a little tight on me, but it still fits. So for fitment, You can see it still fits. It's a little tight. Again, I kind of sacrificed a little bit because I like the way this one looks. But you should be able to have a little bit of movement in there, just like this. This one is like right on the cusp. Like my chin is not touching the chin bar 100% of the time. It grazes it when I talk every once in a while. This is technically like a hair too small, but like I said, I like the way this looks. It's not anything that's like, I don't feel it's a critical, like the amount that it's too small is going to affect its performance on me. So, but yeah, you should not be touching the chin bar at all. This front piece, you should not be touching the inside at all, and you should be able to wiggle it around without, turning your head a little bit, not a lot. And then you should really be able to. This part up here is pretty hard on the top. You should really be able to get like a fingertip. But for sizing, most of the time, unless you're going to a shop, you are going to order it, try it on, and unfortunately send it back until you find out your right size. A lot of places have sizing charts. Get a clothing tape measure. Don't try to measure a piece of string after you wrap it around. Don't do all that nonsense. I did that. No shame. I did that. It doesn't work. Okay? Just measure it, and whatever your measurement is. Don't try to cram into a smaller helmet because it looks cool. Don't try to do all that stuff. It ain't happening. Your head ain't going to get smaller because you ordered a cool helmet. Boom. There it is. Look at that. Right now, in my particular motorcycle journey, boots have been the hardest thing to size because there's so many different things out there. What I recommend you do is grab a shoe that you have already that fits you. And keep in mind, this is like, think of this as a sport shoe. It shouldn't be so tight that it's uncomfortable, but it is not going to be the same. You don't want the same fitment as a pair of walking around tennis shoes. Those are going to be too loose. Because when you're in the boot, you are in a boot and you're trying to operate your foot controls and stuff like that. You don't want it to be too big because then you risk getting sloppy and all that other stuff. Something else that you might want to take into account, because I just got lucky, is your calf size. If you're a big guy like myself and you have big giant calves, do your research, figure out what boots have the biggest calf allowance, which I have found. I can't pronounce the name, Dionyse or whatever the hell it's called, and Alpine Stars are the two brands that I've found to have the most calf allowance. This boot is the SMX 6. I ordered a size 50. I wear a size 14. This boot is not a size 14. This boot is more like a 14 and a half. So, but if you look at, like, I've got a pair of Dunks, okay? If you look at the size on the inside of the shoe, if you go by the European size, these are a 48 and a half, but a 14 US, okay? These are a 50 European, and they claim to be a 14. I don't think so. So, when I get another pair of boots, I'm going to be getting a size 38. And I will keep you posted how they go. They might be a half size too small because the Dunks are a 38 and a half European size, and they fit well. So I'll keep you posted when I get new boots. But that's not going to be until it's riding season, because it's cold in February here in the Midwest, and I don't get to ride anything. So, yeah, it's freezing. So, Yesterday was negative 10 degrees. For all you people that are about to go in the comments and say, oh, it's not that cold, you should ride it. No, it's negative 10 degrees. I'd like to see you try, punk. They should fit very snug. You should not have any toe room, really. Your toes should be, like, when you're standing up, should be touching the front, kind of deal. They shouldn't be crammed in there, right? Like, we're not talking about Chinese shoes where you're cramming your feet to try to get them to fit into a smaller size. That's not how they should fit. They should still be comfortable, but you should be touching the front. They're not walking shoes, right? Like, they're not designed to be walking. You're not supposed to be walking in these. You just want to have the most feel possible of your foot controls. Basically, you see this rubber piece right here, right there. That's where your foot controls should be. Your toes should be up here, right? Like, that makes sense. When you're riding in tennis shoes, or when you're riding in shoes, and you can feel the controls on your shoes, they sit right on the crease of the top of your knuckles. That's where this patch should be on your boot. If it's not, you've got the wrong size and you need to send them back. If you can't touch the front of the boot, even if you stretch out, touch it. If you can't touch the front, no matter what you do, too big, send them back. That's pretty much it. Other than that, if it fits and it's comfortable, good boot. Good boot. That's pretty much all there is. Same thing as with the helmets, those safety ratings and stuff like this. These boots are like they're racing boots. There's no other way if ands about it. There's different levels of racing boots. There's obviously super high end $700 boots, and there's low end $300 boots. This is like a $300 boot. I don't recommend this if you are racing for a living. This is not the boot you should wear. But if you're just going to track days and stuff like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. These would survive probably one wreck, and then you'd have to get a new one. So these are the gloves. This is a pair of gloves that I have. I don't wear these gloves every single time. So you'll see that these gloves have the wrist Velcro, and then they also have a secondary. They also have a secondary wrist Velcro that folds underneath here. And this is the first one I showed you guys. You'll also notice that the pinky and the ring finger are sewed together on these, and your two index fingers are separated. You've got hard knuckles on there, and you also have a palm sliding hard part right here. Okay. This is also plastic. So these gloves, I like these gloves a lot. They're very comfortable. I enjoy wearing them. These gloves are great. I really enjoy them. I don't ever have to worry about these gloves falling off in a wreck. These gloves are not going anywhere. These gloves are going to protect my hands. These are racing gloves. They're fantastic. When I wear these, I'm very confident that I'm not going to mess my hands up. So, arguably, your hands and your feet are, like, to me, most important. They're the two things that you use the most throughout your life. So, so I like these gloves. Now, with that being said, I do have these gloves. I wear these gloves with my riding jacket. These are these just come up to the wrist, just like so. Just like so, right? And then they just have the one wrist Velcro right here. Just like that. So, they have carbon fiber knuckles. No skid protection here other than the leather. It does have a pad. It's got the pad right here where the Alpine Stars logo is. It's pad. So there's a few internal pads on the glove and the knuckles and stuff. Near the fingertips and whatnot. These gloves are incredibly comfortable. These gloves work with jackets. Like any jacket, like just regular the jacket that I have that I'm going to show you. These gloves work great with those. So yeah, I have got two pairs because when I'm wearing a jacket, I have to wear these because the other gloves don't really work with them. So, or unless I'm doing something wrong, if I'm doing something wrong with my other gloves, and you think that I should be able to fit them on the jacket, I'll tell you what, I'll put them on when I put the jacket. I'll show you what the jacket looks like on because I'm going to show you the fitment of the jacket. And when I put the jacket on, I will put the glove on, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, I really enjoy these gloves. They're very comfortable. Only con to these, to me, is there's no palm sliding protection. These are going to get torn up as soon as you fall and you put your hand down and you're sliding. These will get torn right up. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the leather will withstand better than just your regular palm, right? Like that's the whole point. But these won't last nearly as long as the other ones I showed you because there's no hard plastic there. And these are more prone to falling off because you've only got the one strap here, and look how small it is, right? Like that is a tiny, tiny strap, and it literally just comes apart just like that. And there's nothing, like if you were to slide, like it just comes right off. It's not going to be, so basically if you get into a wreck, the minute you roll, this flap is going to come up, and then the minute you put your hand down, this glove is going to come right off, and you're screwed anyway. So that's why I don't like these, but they're still better than nothing. And I would say this is the minimum. If you're first starting, these, like those gloves are more expensive, obviously. These ones they're not that expensive. These would be the minimum. This style. You don't have to get this, the carbon knuckles and stuff like that. Like, I just thought that was cool. So, you don't have to get expensive gloves. You just get regular gloves. Just make sure you have knuckle protection, get pads on your fingers, stuff like that, leather palms, stuff, but yeah, moving on. Pants. Right there, baby. See that? Right there, baby. So, I just got these from NBT. AAA rated. They're really nice. I used to ride in just jeans. So, this is a big upgrade for me. I recommend every new rider get a pair of these. These were $200. If you like NBT stuff, I put the link because when I bought these, they asked me to sign up for the ambassador or whatever, so I did. I put the link below. So if you're gonna buy them anyway, just buy it. If you could buy them through my link, that'd be greatly appreciated. But you don't have to. Obviously, that's not a requirement. Yeah, these are great. Quality's great. Super super thick. Came with free socks actually, which I thought was pretty cool. The only con that I didn't like at first was that these come fixed length, so you can see that I had them rolled up. They come fixed length, so you can't really do a custom size. So I wear a certain size jean. I couldn't order that jean size. So they have 38, 32, and then 30 whatever, and then 40, 34, and then up and up and up. You can't, you're not going to get a 40, 32. I didn't like that. But I just rolled them up just like this, and they work fine in the boots. But yeah, they come with these inserts, these pads, and these padded inserts. This for the knee area, and they do have hip ones that come with it. These go right inside the jeans. I like the fact that you can't even tell that they're riding jeans. To be honest, they don't look like riding pants at all. But I also do suffer with big ass syndrome, and it's very difficult to find clothing because my ass is so big. But I bet you saw that coming when I said my calves were big too, but probably not. So I like that they come with inserts. I like that I was able to put my my body type and stuff in the website, and they nailed it spot on. For sizing recommendation, they nailed it. Everything fits as it should. They're very nice. I would say there might be a little baggy without the pads in, which you can still get a little bit of road rash type deal, like carpet burn type deal when you get into an accident if your clothes are too baggy, right? Like, that makes sense. So something to consider, but I also am I'm aware that I'm not buying leathers. So these fit different than leathers. I don't own a pair of leathers. I don't know if I ever will unless I start getting into track days, which in that case I'll probably just own one piece. I don't really see myself owning a pair of leathers. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me when I can buy something that looks the way that I want it to look, and it does the same thing essentially that I want it to do, which is just protect myself from getting little rock chips in my skin. So that's really the main goal, right? Like, to protect my skin from the road, and these will do that. And these will help my bones from at least something, like, hopefully these will stop them from shattering, I suppose. So, yeah, but I do recommend, I didn't ride with jeans or any pants. I do recommend getting at least this. Jeans get eaten up pretty darn quick. These things are, I wish I could show you better. Like, these things are just so dang thick. You can tell that there's protection in here for you. Yeah, I highly recommend getting some jeans from somewhere, getting some protective jeans, or getting some leather pants, or whatever you think is cool, man. I think that's like the biggest thing, right? Like, protective gear doesn't have to be, you don't have to look like a freaking weenie when you're wearing protective gear. That's actually like a stigma that is just not correct. There's a lot of people out there that think that if you wear gear, you kind of look like a weenie. I disagree. I think, like, there's a lot of people out there that don't wear stuff to look cool and whatnot, and it does look cooler than wearing a jacket or wearing a hoodie or whatever, but I don't know, dude. You don't look so cool when you have scars all over your body, man. I don't know. That's just me, though. I'm not judging anybody, by the way. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm trying to influence new riders to get the right gear, because I didn't. And I thankfully have not had a crash, but just go on YouTube, dude. Go on YouTube and look at all the people that do crash and they're not wearing anything, and those people are screwed. I actually have a coworker that wrecked his motorcycle, and he was wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and he was off work for like, I don't know, 8 weeks, and then when he came back, he was covered in bandages and stuff like that because he wasn't wearing any gear. He was covered in road rash and stuff like, all stuff that gear would have prevented. It was a low speed. It was like a 30-mile-an-hour wreck. If he was just wearing, like, if he was wearing gear, because he didn't break anything, so if he was wearing gear, he would have been fine. He would have went to work the next day. So, I don't know, kind of tough, but that's how I learned, right? People around me just got into an accident, and it kind of sparked that in me. So here I am making videos about it, man. That's it. So, done with the jeans. Onto the jacket. Okay. So the last piece of gear I'm going to talk about is the jacket. I'm going to stand up. Now, you watch yourself, all right? All right. I don't know how well you can hear me. This is the jacket. The jacket's got a back plate. See if we can't. Shoulder protection. It's got a shoulder pad in there, nice and hard. Elbow pad, nice and hard. And it's not the same. It's not the same as it's not going to be the same material as these here. These are actually like a hard rubber inside the jacket. So now, the jacket, I will admit, is a little small. A little. Same thing, same kind of thing. I'll point it out, I'll show you what I mean. So sleeves, the sleeves fit good. And it fits fine around the waist. Okay? But you can kind of see I'm exposed down here. So it doesn't protect my valuable dad bod, okay? But you can kind of see in the back, you've got a little flap down here to protect, so when you're bent over. So this jacket on me is quite literally at the cusp of being too small. Like I'm right there. I'm right at the neck, like right there. So let this be an example of if it's, I would say, if I go up a half size, I would. But they don't really make half, like, they don't make a 2.5 XL. You know, could you imagine? Like a XXNL. Anyway, stupid joke. But they don't really make that size. So I decided to go with this size because I feel like it fits me the best on the arms. The next size up was a little too long on the arms. So that's where I'm at. That's how I came to this size. If I lose a little bit of weight, this would probably be the perfect size. Probably fit me just right. So we'll make that the goal. We'll make that the goal. So now I told you I was going to put the glove on. So you can see it's on, but I absolutely despise the way that this feels. I hate it. I hate the way this feels because I just feel like there's too much. I feel like there's too much fabric in there. When I twist my wrist and whatnot, it just feels terrible. And then I go to put the jacket over top, and it doesn't really work because you got all this nonsense going on. Maybe this is just how it's supposed to feel. I could be just crazy, right? Maybe I'm crazy. If I'm crazy, hit the comments. I'm new, bro. I'm new. So if I'm crazy, if this is how it's supposed to fit, like if you see this and you don't see anything wrong with that, let me know. Because maybe I've been doing it wrong this whole time. So, but I just don't like the way it feels. I feel like it's super restrictive. Like literally twisting my arm. I'm getting a forearm pump right now. Just doing this. Stop it. Stop it. Unreal. So, anyway, that's all the gear, dude. That's how it should fit. At least through all my research that I've done. Like, see what I'm saying? Even with that one strap undone, I still got another layer of protection there before the glove will even come off. You know? That's why I like these. And you know what? I think I just sold myself making this video. I'm going to wear them with this jacket from now on because those other ones, dude, I just don't know. I just don't know. They're more comfortable for sure with the jacket. But these ones are just, they give me the peace of mind that I'm looking for these days, you know? Anyway. So that's motorcycle gear. That's literally every piece that I own. We just went through it. I will be picking up a armored hoodie this summer from NBT because they're like, I'm dead serious. I got their pants and I'm super satisfied with the way the quality, how thick they are. It's awesome. So I'll be getting a hoodie this summer for riding. because I don't always want to wear this jacket. It gets a little hot sometimes. So like a lighter hoodie would be good. But that's it, man. That's all of it. That's how it should all fit. And I highly recommend wear all your gear all the time. I highly recommend that you go out and you get gear. You don't look like a loser wearing it. You don't look any cooler not wearing any. And for boots, by the way, you don't have to get racing boots. You can get commuter boots. They make motorcycle commuter boots. Highly recommend you check them out. These are just the boots that I own. So, if you watched all the way through the video, that's awesome. This is a super long video. I know it's kind of boring, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you hanging in there. I'll see you in the next video.